doing my laundry and my sweater is in the. I need a second sweater in the washing machine. So I'm wearing my coat. It was raining all night. It was nice to hear the rain, but every time I can never be comfortable in the rain. Even though I enjoy hearing it, tapping on my window, I'm like, oh, that's nice. We don't get that much here because every time it makes me uncomfortable to think how homeless people are in misery with that when they're on the street. And I was homeless for years. Now, I was living in my car, so thankfully not on the street. I never slept on like pavement. I slept in my car. So actually, when it rained heavily, I enjoyed it in LA because that for me was like a buffer of protection. It meant people didn't want to come around me, or were less likely to want to come around me. They wanted to stay inside, and also because sometimes people would bother me, when I was in my car, and I always had to be concerned about it and watch out for it. But the other thing was, I just enjoyed hearing it beat down on my car. It was like I'm in my own little cabin. I didn't like having to get out of my car because then everything gets everything else wet, and oh, it was gross. Making my healthy fruit breakfast. Also, my kitchen rag is in the washing machine, so I can't. I can use paper towels to dry off my utensils. I gotta at least dry my hands. That much is given. But I don't want to keep wasting paper towels. Dry my dishes, I'll just let them sit. What was I gonna do? Yeah. Yeah, my sleeves are still a little wet from yesterday being out in Chinatown. That was awesome though. I was at the, if you saw my YouTube short, I was at the, I think it's pronounced Ten, the Thien Hao Temple. It's a Taoist temple. It's just beautiful in Chinatown in Los Angeles. Took the metro over, metro back. Because I found the place the other day when I was in Chinatown for my optometrist appointment. Everything was great there, thank goodness. They said my eye health is good, back of the eyes look good, and I don't even need to update my glasses prescription. My blood pressure was great too. But man, I was walking around for like 4 hours. Everything's free there. They give away free fruit, free candy, free little other things. I made a donation. They accept donations. And I also got a little statue. I kind of wish I got a different one. I don't know. It was so hard to pick because they give away free statues. I'm like, that's what I've always wanted. And then I overspent money in Chinatown afterwards, walking through gift shops. I got a little Buddha statue, a little statue figurine of an old woman, and then one of a frog, like carved out of something. And, flaxseed. I always forget that. Flaxseed and walnuts. And what else did I get? Did I get something else? No, that's it. Those figurines, and then that larger, like, sort of statue from the temple. They give them away free. I felt so weird at first just taking it and putting it in my backpack because I feel like a thief. But no, they told me like, please help yourself, And then I was looking at these statues, and this woman came over and was like, oh yeah, this one's for helping your home business or whatever. Please take one. And she's like, oh, this one, the hand's broken off. Don't take that one. Take a different one. So it's just kind of weird walking away. I'm like, yeah, just shoving it in my backpack. But it was really cool. Now, I'm not a Taoist. I'm not going to be a Taoist, but it doesn't matter, I still went around, lit incense, and was just thinking about, what do I want? What do I want to do? How can I be more focused? My mind's been so scattered lately, and I'm like, that's not like me. That's like not like myself. So just cool to be at a place and just like admire the art and all the different gods and goddesses. Let's see. Walnuts. Oh, and then I went to an herbal store and I got some loose leaf teas and other tea, and bag tea is the other tea. And I got the ginger candies, which are so good, and ate too many of them, with like lychee fruit in it. It was good, a little spicy. I guess that's the ginger. Walking through the street shops in Chinatown, it was really cool. I was walking around for hours yesterday at the temple. I was the only one there by the time I left. But that was really cool. And I want to go back when they have their Lunar New Year. Funny, right now I'm so exhausted and stuff, like I don't want to go anywhere. And also cold, rainy, but their Lunar New Year is January 21st. They're going to close down the street and have a festival and festivities for it. I'm like, that'd be cool to go to. If I'm up that late, it's going to be at night, like 9 at night. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, I go to sleep early, so I don't know if I'm going to be there, but I'd like to. Also, my urination has been horrible. I keep having to urgently go, and I feel almost like my bladder, like, as soon as I go, like, twitching, like, it's torturing me. So I'm having to, like, first of all, add salt. Like, I don't even get much salt at all during the day, so try and get, like, a tablespoon of salt. That's what I'm aiming for throughout the day. And also, if I'm drinking a ton of water and not exercising really yet. I mean, I have been engaging in activity, walking a lot, and also not eating much. So I think that just helps water flush right through me. I got to make sure I have that at least like a tablespoon of salt, I guess, a day. So I'm going to try and do that, just spread it out throughout the day. I only put a quarter tablespoon in this meal, because I need electrolytes apparently if I'm going to be drinking all this water, and I just chug water like a maniac. But I just got up and I was like, my bladder was like freaking like quivering, like it was torturing me last night. Like after I went to the bathroom, because I'm already feeling my bladder like so weak, and I'm so thirsty and dehydrated, like so I'm having to chug water, then piss it out. So I did pelvic floor exercises, like Kegel exercises. And I gotta keep remembering to do them. I keep thinking like, yeah, don't I kind of do them enough? I'm like, no, I don't do them nearly enough. But also, I got up and some of that fruit, I ate the rest of that fruit I got from the temple, these oranges, but I put a bunch of pink Himalayan salt on them. And then I was able to get through the night, I think, if I remember right, without urinating again. So that was really nice. So I'm like, okay, I do have to add more salt. Salt on oranges. Who knew? What a combination. So I gotta try and do that, because it's just miserable. Like, I can't go to the grocery store without like going to the bathroom 3 times first to make sure I'm like completely emptied out. Well, let's see. Do I need to... These fruits, do I need to... The strawberries are a little bit still frozen. So I got frozen fruits yesterday at the grocery store. And yeah, these are still a little frozen. So let's see, how much should I put? I don't know how much mango the nutrition says. Strawberry. I'll go for starting with 150 grams of fruit. See from there. Pineapple. Still want to eat super healthy. Oh, that's 170 grams. Let's see, I know blueberries. Good. Another strawberry. I've been losing quite a bit of weight again. I got down 143 pounds. That's the thinnest I've been since I was like 15 or something. Also, I was probably shorter when I was 15. I like this cold cereal. It's all, it's not oatmeal, but protein powder and stuff. It's like ice cream with the pea protein powder. Vanilla flavored, but I gotta warm it up a little bit to get the fruits a little thawed out. So yeah, it was just making me miserable, like having to know, like as soon as I lied down after getting up to go to the bathroom, I could not rest because I'm like crazy dehydrated, and then my bladder's like torturing me, and I just know I'm gonna have to like get up and like just urgently urinate again. And I completely pissed my pants lately, coming home from the grocery store. They're in the washing machine. So anyways, I gotta work on that. Although we do need more bathrooms out in public. Come on. That's an equity issue. And I'll leave these fruits for later to thaw out. May as well just leave them out now. Help accelerate that process. Vitamin C. Let's see if these strawberries are. They're still. Strawberries are still firm. So I made my ginseng, like actual ginseng root with cinnamon sticks, tea, and I put in just a green tea bag. Put my water in. But may as well just leave this out. Thaw a little, it won't hurt, before I put it in the fridge. I've been editing my videos and coloring them now. Now, the coloring is limited because you can't color a lot with a camera that I have. It's like the look is baked in. It's not like a camera where I'm shooting in a flat picture profile that allows me to really grade the image. Oh, I think this mango is still too cold. Let's see. No, I think it's all thawed out. It's warm now. So, gonna get my bunched up napkins. Also, my roommate moved out, the one directly across the hall from me. And not a moment too soon, because he was getting sick. And he didn't wear a mask, and he didn't care about that. I think he just thought, COVID's a joke, which is the sense I got, because I told him when I was sick with COVID, I said, hey, I got COVID, just so you know, so I'm going to try and isolate, and, I'm wearing a mask when I leave my room, and he's like, oh, it's all good. He didn't even care. He wasn't trying to avoid me. I'm like, and then he got sick after 2 weeks, or 3 weeks after me getting COVID. I don't know if he got COVID. I don't know if he got it from me, but sounded like COVID to me because he was telling his friend, yeah, I'm like a zombie. But he was laughing about it. He's like, yeah, man, I may have to call out from work. And thank goodness he moved out because I was paranoid of being near him. I didn't want to get reinfected. Because they are saying that Yeah, if you're infected with one variant, you you probably have immunity for some time from it. Can't be sure how long, but you could get reinfected with a new variant, one of the different variants going around of coronavirus more easily. I mean, not more easily, just easily. So I'm like, I don't know which one he has. I don't want to be exposed again. I'm probably fine. I did take an at-home test the other day and it was negative. So I'm like, wow, that's really good. At least it shows, my own illness or infection with it. It doesn't show up on the at-home test, the rapid test. And I couldn't sleep well last night, so I did hear a bunch of fireworks. I couldn't sleep well, just had energy, or my blankets were on too heavy, and I ended up being too warm and couldn't fall asleep. The problem is, oh, I need my spoon. What am I thinking? I can't eat all this protein powder with a fork. Problem is, under those blankets, and I have a heated blanket now, it plugs in. I was so comfortable, but I had to shed one of the blankets to sleep decently because I was too warm. And I'm pleased that the new mayor, Karen Bass, declared a state of emergency on homelessness to try and get people housed, and she's trying to bring together all these different city departments to like get emergency housing for people. I'm like, that's a really good idea. I mean, you never know how will it actually play out, but I hope it's actually something that mobilizes resources and yeah, gets a lot of people into housing. Also, because I went to that Taoist temple yesterday, I looked up a little stuff about Taoism online. And, as always, with anything new, I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. And then I realized, oh, it's not for me. Like, that's fine. And, but I'm like, no matter, I mean, there's stuff about it, that's interesting and I can learn from. But that's like with any religion. So I'm like, yeah, no matter what, I cannot be a part of a part of any religion. Not that they care at the temple. They literally allow anyone to just enter. Bit into some grapes there. Now the grapes, I try and chew them until the skin is bitter in my mouth. I heard that releases more of the vitamins. Strawberry. Mango. But my mind's been running too fast, too many, like, I want this, I want this, I realized, like, oh, I'm just pleasure seeking in my mind. I gotta just focus on working and being well and doing one thing at a time. It's kind of weird coming out of COVID. It's like a different, routine for me. I'm still not getting into exercise yet, other than just walking. It's probably safe for me too, I think so, but I'll wait like another week before really exercising, or at least I'll start riding my bike, but just do it very gently. Also, I wish I didn't need a cell phone. I'm filming on my cell phone now, but my cell phone bill is so ridiculously big, and I've looked at it to see, can I make it smaller? And I realized somehow I can't. Like, it's like T-Mobile. There's not really much I could do to make it smaller. It's something like everyone basically gets the unlimited plan now. I forget exactly what it is. I know T-Mobile could probably tell me something. Maybe I should just call them. Call them and ask, like, are there any ways I can reduce my bill? My cell phone bill's like $150 a month. A lot of that is like still paying off my device and probably paying off my last phone, because that broke like a year after I got it and it was so expensive. So I just have to keep paying that off. But it is nice that my roommate left. He listened to a lot of Joe Rogan too, and his brain was being rotted by that stuff. He was basically a good guy to be around, but yeah, just in his own world. Like, and everyone kind of is, but like I told. Oh, my roommate's coming in. I don't want to film him. Happy New Year. What do you mean? Oh, all right. Yeah, just didn't want him on camera. What was I talking about? I can't remember. I don't even remember. I literally am completely blanking on whatever topic I was discussing. But yeah, my mind's just like too much pleasure seeking in my head. Meaning, I want, and for me, pleasure seeking is like I want to do everything now. I want to watch the most interesting videos and make movies and write my scripts and edit videos now that I'm trying to edit more videos and kind of get back into making YouTube a little more full time. I want to be doing film stuff. I realize, at my job, there's a real limit of what I can do there. Regardless of that, I want to be making films and stuff. I'm like, okay, how can I be doing that in my own small way? So I'm actually putting thought into shooting and editing videos. And it's great to just be in a different part of LA yesterday and see a different world. But my mind won't slow down. And also, I'm trying to make a lot of money, I've seen some beautiful apartment buildings now in LA where I'm like, damn, that's the kind of place. I bet you move in there, they roll out the red carpet for you and anything you need fixed. Oh, you don't have maybe you do, I don't know. Landlords are always scummy. But like anything you need fixed in your apartment, they make sure to come right out and do it. They're probably not going to be like, oh, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. Or if they ever get to it, just ignore you, more likely, most places. I'm glad I can say at least here they're good about like the water in particular. Like they frequently the pipes are old in the building and they frequently have to shut off the water to work on them, but they notify everyone in advance and they usually get the water back on before they're scheduled to, so it's not out for too long. And they did have to replace the sink here. We had a problem where the hot water basically wouldn't stop running unless you just cut off the hot water valve. Okay, I'm going to leave my dishes to dry out here because I don't have my kitchen towel. That is in hell. That is in the washing machine. And I've got my fruit I'm going to have thawing out in the fridge. Try not to cheat. I did cheat yesterday on my diet. Ate a bunch of fruit. Ate like 5 thin slices of bread with peanut butter on them and then like some citron Korean tea on it. I'm like, oh my goodness, why did I do that? Not the worst thing, but I'm trying to avoid that. Trying to be more disciplined because it's like, well, what do I want? Do I want to seek pleasure, or do I want to like push myself, go into that pain of trying to achieve stuff, and then feel the reward, which it's always very rewarding, of accomplishing something. Especially with my writing, I've been out of the habit of that lately. Partly due to COVID, and also just I'm like focusing on my film coloring and editing in between classes. But now my classes are going to start again for writing, so it's like, well, I want to get back and get my mind back into it. So even reading a script last night, I was reading the Tropic Thunder script for like 20 minutes. That got so much coming back to my mind. as far as like, yeah, this is what I love doing. This is fulfilling and meaningful to me. So now, check this out. It's so nice. Once I go through that door, to have nobody else back in this whole section of the apartment to myself. Should I pay $1,200 or $1,300 to have this whole area to myself, basically, like nobody living in this room, directly across from my room? And I'd have a closet back here to myself to actually put some of my stuff so it's not stacked up to the ceiling. This light's pretty cool on camera. Or should I just let my landlord, I call him my landlord, he's the guy I rent from the sublet from, just move somebody else in and just keep saving my money and not worry about it. And if it becomes an issue, like with the new person, because that's the thing, being that close to someone, 3 feet away in the hall, small issues could quickly boil over into huge ones that make it unlivable. Just move out. Take my money and move. I know I can afford to move to a studio. Yeah, financially it would like stretch me a little bit, but have the peace of mind of my own place and try and use all the resources I have to make more money. Edit videos, color videos, put more stuff on YouTube. Just just bite the bullet and do it, because I don't know who they'll move in. They may the guy I rent from may not even give me a chance. He probably won't give me a chance to meet the guy first. And so, when anybody moves in, I try and sort of like get to know them and walk through the paces, like, yeah, here's what it's like, and be really cool about it. I'm not saying in a bad way, but just saying, I know potential issues. We're close to each other in the hall, so we just got to be able to talk if there's an issue of space or anything else. The door swings open a certain way. I try and have my routine set so I'm not a bother to anyone, stuff like that, and just try to ask questions, feel them out, like, how do you feel about this, is this an issue? The door in your room sticks out, so is it an issue if you try and keep it not sticking out in the hall? Or, at least can I push it out of the way if it's, in the way. But yeah, my roommate left with perfect timing because he was sick and not taking it seriously, and it was selfish. But like I said, his brain was rotted on right-wing propaganda. He started telling me once, it's the shittiest thing when people say stuff like this, like, yeah, man, what's that, like, believe all women stuff? I mean, what about Amber Heard? I just pretended like I didn't know what he was talking about. Like, what? I don't understand what you mean. It was gross. I'm like, oh yeah, his brain is rotted by Joe Rogan. Taking my supplements, still trying to keep my immune system good and everything good, cardiovascular health, all that after I had COVID. Wow, tried to swallow too many pills in one go. Oh, I'll show you my figurines I got from the gift shop in Chinatown. Little Buddha statue. And I already have this one. It's glow in the dark. So they're next to each other now. It's pretty cool. I got this little statue of an old lady. That's really cool. And then, I love this one. A little frog carved out of some kind of stone. Problem is, I barely have anywhere to put all this stuff. And so from the Buddhist, I mean, not Buddhist, sorry, Taoist temple, Thin Hao temple, I got this thing. Again, it's all free. And I got this cool thing. Look at that. I do want to get one more. By the way, these statues, they've been there for so long. I can tell because they had dust on them. Um, so I don't feel like too bad about just taking them. And they're a little beat up, some of them, which is totally fine. That's what happens. Yeah, this has got dust on top too. Whoa, been there a while. So yeah, I couldn't believe these statues are free. But there's another one potentially I want put up here with this guy. But this is also kind of motivation for me to get my own place where I can actually put these out in the freaking living room where they belong and not just hold them up in pockets in my the cubby holes in the wall. And here's where my little statues live now. That's my exercise cords I haven't used in a few weeks since I had COVID. I have to go. My laundry is probably done, so I got to put it in the dryer. We got a laundry room in the building, so I'm going to take care of that. But thanks for watching, everyone. Be well. Try and be healthy. Get your nutrition dialed in. Extremely important. I'm so glad the eye doctor gave me a good, clean bill of health for my eyes. Now I'm waiting for my physical results. I expect it to be good news, and I still have to get my tetanus and genital warts vaccines. I forgot to get them at the pharmacy, so I'm going to check they're going to have it at a pharmacy in my neighborhood. Anyways, I'm going to go. Gotta get my day going. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.